It's footy fandemonium. Fans lining the street for today's AFL Grand Final parade. A few already planning how they'll celebrate.
What would it mean tomorrow if you saw them lift the cup?
Oh, I don't know, honestly.
She would scream her head off. Yeah. My dad probably get a tattoo, so that'd be nice.
Some Brizzy fans travelling from a little further than north of the border.
Now, where have you come from?
I came from France.
Trying out their seats at the G this morning. Lions fans not convinced they'll be outnumbered tomorrow.
It's Australia versus Collingwood. Yeah.
As if that's not enough.
It's the world versus Collingwood.
The Magpie Army ready for the fight. The Lions, not the only Brisbane team out for premiership glory. 17 years between drinks, leaving the Brisbane Broncos thirsty for success.
Go the Broncos!
Their opponents, Penrith, looking to become the first team in 4 decades to secure a three-peat.
Broncos are going to get smashed.
Panthers definitely winning.
We've already got it in the bag. Go the Panthers!
And if that's not enough, this Sunday's NRLW decider sees defending premiers Newcastle taking on up-and-comers Gold Coast. Teams facing off in record-breaking temperatures this weekend. The scene set for some absolutely scorching grand finals.
We've been able to get a couple of tickets for you for the...
Maybe a glimpse into my future. Benny Elias needs no introduction. The NRL legend is here to take us through all the action this weekend. Benny, first things first, Panthers, Broncos. Who takes this out? And please keep in mind, I have skin in the game.
Look, there are 2 times of the year where I cannot go for the Queenslanders.
Whoa.
And that is State of Origin and Grand Final. So I'm going with the Penrith Panthers, who are representing New South Wales against you Queenslanders up there.
You wound me, Benny. You wound me. I want to go to the NRLW for a second because it's the Titans up against the Knights. Who's your pick quickly there?
Well, look, I'm going for the Knights. Tamika, who got Tamika Upton, who was the fullback and also Dally M Player of the Year. Look, she's been in outstanding form, and the Newcastle Knights, they are the most prized side, I believe, running into this competition. They're the form side, and I just think they're doing it too good. Can't wait for it. It'll be an absolute cracker. The NRLW have come from strength to strength and is the fastest growing sport in the nation.
Benny, you've played in a lot of big matches. How would the players and their families be handling the nerves right now? Because I know if I was locked in a hotel room with my parents before a big match, my mum would just be like, Michael, have you got your jumper? And it would not be helpful at all. I've
got to say, I think the nerves are in favour of the Penrith Panthers. This is 4 years in a row they're in a premiership grand final, so that's been such a great record for them. They're used to the pressure. They know exactly what they've got to do. Leading into the game. The game takes a lot of energy out of the players, so I think it's got to favour the Panthers because of the preparation and experience the players have had.
Benny, Nathan Broad here, mate. You've played in a lot of Origin games. How does it go playing club level on a Saturday, then rocking up to Origin on a Wednesday against your teammates? How does that go? Yeah, good question, mate. It's always hard to play against your blokes that you go to train with and play with week in, week out, and then you play against them in State of Origin. It's real tough stuff, and I think all that's going to be put aside. Kevy Wallers, who's the coach now of the Broncos, and Ivan Cleary, who coaches the Panthers, I think there'll be no love lost there whatsoever. I think it's just going to be open slather and just go for it. Don't give 2 darn hoots about what's happened in the past. All the friendships are out the window. It's just going to be all guns blazing, I can assure you. That's the answer I was hoping for. Love it.
Hey, Benny, look, 3 years ago, the Brisbane Broncos, we landed the wooden spoon, dark times. But given that where they are now, does that give you hope for your old team, the Tigers?
Oh, you had to run that in, didn't you? You guys are...
I had to. I'm a Queenslander. I had to.
It does give you hope. And look, you've got to congratulate Kevy Wallers. What a great job Kevy's done for the Broncos up there. You're spot on. They were the wooden spooners only a few years ago, and What a turnaround to be in the Premiers, to be in the grand final only after 3 years is just an extraordinary effort. So the answer is yes. It gives me a lot of hope and faith that our Tigers will get off the bottom of the ladder and get up there and be competitive at the end of the year. That's all we asked for. We were celebrating when we were winning the toss at the end of the year. We have been struggling like no tomorrow. Give us a break.
Oh, Benny, I'm so sorry to do this to you, but I actually have it on good authority that the Broncos are going to go back to back to back. They're the real three-peat.
Hey, you're all dressed up there in your Broncos outfit there, I see. Very, very patriotic.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm actually participating in the game on Sunday. I'm running out in this. Benny Elias, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, I'll be. That's a pleasure, and I'll be having a nice cold one there, watching the boys run around. Cheers to everyone. Enjoy the grand final.
Aperol Spritz. Now, in all seriousness, I do feel as though I am playing on Sunday when the Broncos do take on the Penrith Panthers in the NRL Grand Final. But, Brody, you may have played in quite a few Grand Finals. What does it actually feel like to win? Like, what is that moment like?
Oh, yeah, it's incredible, especially the first one. It was 37 years since the Tigers hadn't had a premiership, so and we were the underdogs, like I said earlier. So that feeling when the siren went was just, pretty crazy. A few tears, pretty emotional, celebrated the most for a while there. And, 2019 was the same, pretty amazing. The game was not as close in 2019, so probably able to enjoy it a little bit more. And then 2020 was a weird one up in the hub, up at the Gabba, and then back to our hub with no people. So I've had, I guess, the best of both ends.
What are you doing the night before? Like, is it just are you sort of eating a plate of broccoli and trying to keep healthy, or are you in the hotel trying to finagle some room service? Like, what are you doing?
You try and stick to your usual routine. The whole season I eat the same thing before a game and the breakfast the next day. So,
what is it?
I have like a chicken fried rice at home, and in the morning just avocado on toast. So. I keep it pretty basic, so I just try to keep that same schedule going forward. I've never done an interstate, so I'm not sure what Brisbane would be doing tonight, but I would say it'd be similar. They'd be keeping their routine.
Are there any super weird superstitions that, you or your teammates have?
There's little things. I'm sure there would be. I always put my right boot on before my left. I don't know why. I've just always done it. But, there would be... I think some boys wear the same jocks, which is pretty gross. So,
that is disgusting.
Yeah. That is.
You do that for this, don't you, Sis? Or
but that's different, Michael. I'm very clear.
We're sweating up here, so it's not too bad.
Actually, Brody, I am.